we're gonna rank all of the Green Day albums. Okay, so basically what I did was I went through every single Green Day song, maybe missing a few, like I know I'm missing the Christmas one from last year and a couple others, but I basically got every track that they've ever put out. Let's see, altogether there were 207 tracks. So we got a lot. So I ranked every single one of them, and what I did was I ranked every single song individually, and I plugged that into the computer, and based on the ranking that I gave the song, basically math decide which album was like my favorite and where it would go. I have the results here. According to the math, my least favorite Green Day album, here you go, number 14. Okay, wait. So the numbers that I'm gonna give you is the average ranking that the songs got out of 206. Okay, well, I already filmed the video. I'm coming back. I've already finished the video, but I'm coming back and I want to acknowledge some of the non-album tracks that were notable. So the only really notable ones, I'll put the list of them here, but the notable ones are Governator, which sucks and is 193, and then two of my favorite songs ever, Back in the USA at number 12. I love that song, it makes me so happy, and When It's Time at number 10, literally in the top 10, and it doesn't get to be recognized in one of these albums. But yeah, I love those songs. My camera's about to die, so enjoy the rest of the video, I'm sorry. So for this first one, the average was about 142, so that means on average, the songs here were ranked 142 out of 206. It's not very good. Okay, here you go. We kind of all saw Dose coming. I mean, it's down there on everyone's list. It has a lot of good songs. Well, it has a few good songs. Stop When the Red Lights Flash, Lazy Bones, and Stray Heart, of course. And then we get down to some of the dog that is Time, Make Out Party, and Nightlife. These are all in the 200s. 3 of them on one album, and there's only 207 spots. Nightlife is the worst Green Day song. I thought Oh Yeah from Father of All was gonna beat it, but it doesn't. So Dose, you suck, I'm sorry. Moving on to number 13, with an average of 135.7 out of 207. Not very good still. Here we go again, infatuation touches me just when I thought that it would end. Alright, we have 39 Smooth. This one's tough because it has a lot of bad songs, but I'll get to why it's tough after. So you have songs like Knowledge, I Wanna Be Alone, and Why Do You Want Him? Those are all in like the 190s, I believe. And then what really hurt me is Going to Pasalacqua, which is my favorite Green Day song. It literally got the #1 ranking, but because the rest of the album was so not good, it comes in number 13 out of 14. All right, number 12, with an average of 125.3 out of 207. All right, we have Kerplunk. This one's kind of hit or miss. It's the second studio album. You can see the oldest two are number 13 and 12. They were still finding their sound here. So I like a lot of these songs, but I really don't like a lot of them. Dominated Love Slave is one of my least favorite Green Day songs ever, and then a lot of them are still like really low. And then of course, One for the Razorbacks, Who Wrote Holding Caulfield, and 2,000 Light Years Away, that got number 16. Those are all amazing, but due to the other crap, that one gets number 12. So moving on. Okay, number 11, with an average of only 1 point better than Kerplunk, with 124.4. We have Uno. Let me tell you about Uno. You either love this album or you absolutely hate it. Or you're me, who does both. Sometimes I listen to this album and I love it, and sometimes I hate it. I hate it because of songs like Fell For You and Sweet 16, which are not good at all. But it saves me with songs like Loss of Control, which, yes, it was ranked a little bit low, 61, and Stay the Night, which was number 3. Stay the Night is a very special song for me. I love Stay the Night. It has 3 versions, and I love every single one of them. But yeah, Uno gets number 11. It's, The next 2 were literally, how far away? They were 0.2 away from each other. So here is number 10 with 120.5 out of 207 average. The new album, Father of All, could have done better, it could have done worse. I don't think I did it too dirty. I did put Oh Yeah at 206 out of 207. Yes, I absolutely did that. It's the second worst Green Day song ever. Nothing will ever beat Nightlife. And then songs like I Was a Teenager and Junkies on a High, they really just don't come in high at all. And then the two big ones, Graffitia at 47 and Sugar Youth at 20. Sugar Youth getting in the top 20 of my favorite Green Day songs. That's pretty big. But yeah, so that gives it an average of 120.5. It's not one of the best. It'll never be one of the best, but it did come over Uno, which I found kind of surprising. So moving on, this one only beat Father of All by 0.2 out of 207 average. So it had an average of 120.28. The controversial shenanigans. Should I have put this in the video? I think so. I think this isn't just a B-side album. I think this is an album that should be listened to and should be appreciated at a higher level than it is. Because of songs like Scumbag, Suffocate, and You Lied, which is in the top 25 for me. But also it has songs that don't do it so good, such as I Don't Want to Fall in Love and I Want to Be on TV. I think half of the album is in my top 100. Half of it is pushing close to 200. So it was pretty split here, which I think is why it's number 9. But yeah, I like Shenanigans. I think it's fun. All right, moving on to number 8. This one took a pretty big leap. The last one was just over 120 average. This one skips to 109. So here's number 8. Alright, Insomniac. I definitely expected this one to be middle of the road. I like a lot of songs here. I don't like a few songs here. Songs like Walking Contradiction, I think it's kind of repetitive and kind of monotone. I don't love it. Westbound Sign and No Pride and Brat, those all kind of just blend into the system for me. But songs that I do think are great are Brain Stew, Armitage Shanks, Jaded, and Stuck With Me, which is number 31. Those are all good. Those are all in the top 60 or 70, but it's a middle of the road album. I don't have too much to say about it. I do like it because it's where the band got like angry, and that's sort of where their angry sound came from, but I don't think they perfected it until one of the other albums that's coming up, so you'll see that ahead. Moving on to number 7, this was, again, not a big jump. This had 102.1-ish. This was the album that I really didn't think was going to be that high. I forgot how many songs I liked on here. Songs like Walk Away and Dirty Rotten Bastards, number 17 and 18. X-Kid, number 24. Brutal Love, 51. But after that, we skipped to all in the hundreds. Songs like Amanda, which is 201. I really don't like that song. And then pretty much every other song you're seeing here, which is in like the mid-hundreds, I just really could care less about. But yeah, Trey's good. It's literally exactly middle of the pack. Moving on to number 6. This one was a decent jump too. The next 3 were all pretty close, but the next 2 were really close. So here's number 6. I've been waiting a long time for this moment to come on. This is tough because I love Warning, but there are a few songs that I really don't like from it, like Fashion Victim and Hold On. I would have liked to put Misery higher, but I felt like it was at a good spot right around 100. I think it's highly underrated, which I think a lot of people would put it a lot higher than 100, but I think it had a good spot. I don't like the song Warning as much as a lot of people, so that's at 144. And then, of course, some of my favorites, Jackass being number 11 and Waiting being number 6. That's one of my favorite songs ever. So I think that balance sort of split it out to being number 6 out of 14, so still kind of middle of the road. But yeah, now we're getting into our top 5. So here is, with an average of 96 out of 206, number 5. Revolution Radio cracking the top 5. I love to see it. It's mainly because there's no songs that I really hate on this album. I mean, my least favorite song is Ordinary World, and that was at 167. So that's not too bad. I had a lot of songs in the top 100. Outlaws and Bang Bang in the 80s. I love those songs, but I don't think they deserved really much higher than that. Maybe Outlaws. I might put it higher if I did this again. Still Breathing at number 60, Too Dumb to Die at 50. And then my favorite two on the album, Bouncing Off the Wall at 21 and Forever Now at 14. I love those tracks. I really love this album as a whole, bringing back that American Idiot feel to things after the trilogy. And I thought it really brought back their sort of angry sound. But yeah, moving on to the top 4. Now this one, I guess it sort of makes sense once I am looking at all the rankings, which one is number 4. So Tattoos and Memories and Dead Skin on Trial. This is a really tough one because there are so many songs on Nimrod that were even in the top 40. I mean, there's Prosthetic Head, Uptight, Jinx, which is 26, Reject 22, Hitchin' a Ride 19, and Good Riddance 15. That should make for like an A-class album. But unfortunately, we have songs like Platypus, Last Ride In, and Take Back, which are some of my least favorites from them ever. Take Back is one of my least favorite Green Day songs. I think it's going off their normal sound in a way that doesn't work whatsoever. I do not like that song, and I hope they never play it live, because I don't think it's ever been played live, and I hope they stick with that. But yeah, Nimrod, I love you. I'm sorry you had to be number 4. You should know what the top 3 are by now, and you probably know what number 3 is, so... 21st Century Breakdown. I honestly didn't expect this one to come this high. I love this album all around. I don't have any problems with this album. It's a concept album that I love listening from front to back, but there are some standouts. Obviously, I love the Static Age. That's number 9 for me. 21st Century Breakdown is 13. Last of the American Girls is 28. That used to be higher on my list. It's fallen recently. American Eulogy 34, 21 Guns 41, and then so many of the songs in between I do love. And then the only stuff that's very low is like Know Your Enemy, which for a lot of people is very high. They start every concert with it, but I think it's one of the most repetitive and boring songs that they have. See the Light, which is fine, but it's not a great closing in my opinion. And Christian's Inferno, which is at 152. I don't have a problem with any of these tracks. I just don't love them as much as some of their other music. But so now we're in the top 2. So we went from an average of 85.8 to number 2 is an average ranking of 68.1 out of 206. So what's it gonna be? 17 strung out on confusion. Yep, it's Dookie. So you probably know what number 1 is, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on number 2, one of the best punk rock albums of all time, in my opinion. I love this album. It's fantastic. I wish I could go back to that time and like be a teenager in 1994 and actually like go to one of their concerts. But unfortunately, I was not born until 99. I am young. The only song that I dislike on this entire album is All By Myself. I think it's kind of funny sometimes, but at the same time, I think it's stupid. It should be on like a B-side album as a joke. It shouldn't be on one of the greatest albums of all time, just like hidden a minute after the song. I just don't get it. I'm sorry, Trey, but that got 189. None of the other songs got worse than 122. Pulling Teeth and In the End were 121 and 122, and I still love those songs. That's how much I love this album. Let's see, Chump at 37, She at 27, Burnout at 29, Welcome to Paradise at 7, and Coming Clean at number 4. That's my favorite song off Dookie. I love that song. So Dookie, thank you. You're the runner-up. But there's one more album that some of you know about. It had an average ranking of 50.1. So Dookie had an average ranking of 68.1, and this is 50.1. That's how good this album is. Let's see, what song should I play for the little intro? How about the best one? Well, we all knew it was going to be American Idiot. Yes, my least favorite song on American Idiot is Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I know that hurts a lot of people's feelings, but it always has been, it always will be. I don't like the song. Most of the other songs I do love. The only other one that's out of the top 100 is Extraordinary Girl at 120, but all of the other ones, let's just read all of the ones in the top 50. So we have American Idiot at 46, She's a Rebel at 40, Wake Me Up When September Ends at 36, Give Me Novocaine at 33, What's Her Name at 32, and then all in the top 10 we have Homecoming at 8, Let Her Bomb at 5, and Jesus of Suburbia at 2. I've always said this is the best Green Day song that they've ever made, and that holds true even today. I think it's the best work that they've ever put into a song. My number one is still going to Past the Aqua, but I think Jesus of Suburbia is the best Green Day song. So American Idiot gets number one. That's really all I got for you. Thank you for watching. I was nervous to make this because I didn't want to have to rank all of them, and I didn't want to have to give all these songs a number, but it was a lot of fun. I had so much fun making this list. It took me so much time. Like, do you want to see this Excel spreadsheet? It's completely ridiculous. Like, I started over here and I have all of this and all, like, those are, each line is a thing. So yeah, so that was definitely a project. Am I gonna focus? Okay. So that was a big project, but I'm happy I did it. Thank you for watching. American Idiot, you'll always be the winner. I kind of knew it was going to happen. You all probably knew it was going to happen, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Share the love, and good night.